Hello, I'm Kamyar Rezaie, and this is Minds of Commercial Real Estate, the show that takes you behind the scenes of the dynamic world of commercial real estate. As a commercial broker to high-profile clientele in Southern California, I've grown a deep passion for the real estate industry. And in this show, we'll be exploring all things commercial real estate through conversations with some of my close friends, colleagues, clients, and partners who share my passion for the business. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Please remember to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and of course leave comments with any questions or thoughts you may have about the show. I'd love to hear from you. We're here today with Alfredo Caranza from i6 Technology. Alfredo, thank you for being on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great, man. I'm excited to be on.
Sounds good. Thank you for being here today.
Okay.
So Alfredo, we've met a while back.
The pandemic brought us together.
We knew each other from a little bit prior. Just how has that experience been?
It's been awesome working here and kind of being around you. I think really just the synergies that even though we're in two completely like different industries, me in technology, consulting, software development, and you in real estate, still like the mentality, like the entrepreneurial mentality, the business mentality really kind of lends itself to us talking about commercial real estate and me talking about technology and commercial real estate with you, and you talking to me about like different technologies and how you guys see that, from that aspect of things, and commercial real estate and development as well, which is,
Our first, one of our first calls was about you asking about maybe buying a potential building as an owner user for your own business.
Yeah.
As we went through it, it was the beginning of the COVID, very scary times. We didn't know what was going to come out about it. So you ended up, renting a desk in my office, and that's how our friendship got closer.
Yeah. I think when I first had started, I had been renting spaces that like had done like WeWork, like we were talking about earlier, Regis. I was also renting at this other co-working space in Chatsworth. What was it? Toolbox LA, which was awesome. They went under, but they were definitely awesome. The price for renting always like stuck me, and I thought, this is kind of a good model that I think if I rented a small office and started subleasing to get other people in there, then that might be a good business model to evaluate. And that's kind of when I ran across you and started renting at your space and got your opinion on the whole thing as well. So.
All right. Very nice. Well, throughout COVID, obviously, it was a lot of times when no one came to the office, but you and I were always here in the office almost 5 days a week, always getting our work done, having our potential clients come in and speaking, led us to other endeavors and thoughts. And during that period, you ended up buying a house.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
I mean, that was great. I had, I have a little bit of experience in like real estate development. And anytime I buy even like a property for myself, for my family, I always look at it kind of like as an investment as well. So getting your help in evaluating the area around Westlake, the house's proximity to like all the gated communities around there was a big help, and the price point that it was at. And you kind of give me advice from like evaluating like the MLS listing was awesome. And then even, kind of seeing the potential in the house, which was like a old, wasn't run down, but it was definitely like owned by like an old lady, pink and purple, and, but like I saw through that and saw like the potential there. And, you kind of like helped me out with some ideas, and telling my wife that Cam thinks it's a good idea too kind of helped out a little bit. So that was a pretty good experience too.
When you bought the house, you actually bought it at a very good time. I recall you, your wife, because she works at Merrill Lynch, got an amazing rate, or low to mid twos on a 30-year fix. So that really helped on your payments as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So being in the space that you're in and work, you go to many other offices. How do you see the trends in those clients in their office space? Are they increasing, decreasing? And do you still see a lot of people working from home?
Yeah, I see like a few different changes, like up until maybe early this year, the early of 2023, there was this large focus on supporting hybrid roles, where everyone was kind of comfortable working from home, but they had to come in and have meetings and be on site sometimes. And then working with some facilities departments for large manufacturers and kind of helping them with their software. I got some insight into the numbers behind what they were doing and how they were trying to evaluate the cost per square footage if someone was only in the office part-time, and trying to balance all the the corporate level goals for like real estate usage and office spaces. So I did see a lot of empty desks before, and a lot of like part-time filled desks. And more recently, even though like everyone is taking a hit with the economy, I see like the clients that I work with trying to get the teams back into the office to be more productive, because I don't think you can be as productive as like when you're working, right next to somebody and you have that flow of ideas, kind of like you and I have over here.
Right. You're still in the space of, looking for a particular building if the right requirements and criteria fits. But as we spoke about how the rates have increased, how has that impacted your decision?
Really just kind of holding on to my capital and kind of keeping my eyes open to see what's going to happen within like the next like 6 months to a year. And, just kind of being ready to make a move when the right opportunity presents itself.
As you heard in the news yesterday, today, there was some talk about WeWork being in a really bad position, it's losing 99% of its stock value. You've had prior experience of, renting from WeWork and or Regus.
Yeah.
So what's your beliefs on that?
Well, I think like the experiences were a little bit more like commoditized, like they had to be for WeWork. There was less of a personal touch there. And the community for like, I guess in the tech space even, having a co-working space where there's kind of more natural interactions between the different companies that are renting out, kind of helps build business, and for the companies to help grow and help each other out when if there's like that communication between them and it's a more like natural relationship. Like I was talking about Toolbox LA, and I believe the community organizer Rachel Espiritu like did an awesome job in really developing like that like natural camaraderie between people, whereas at WeWork it was like very transactional and everybody was like heads down and into their own thing. So I guess the offices were nice, but there wasn't like that social aspect that made me really want to stay at a WeWork.
Since your wife is in she's worked for Merrill Lynch, which is owned by Bank of America, she's in the space of seeing how the rates and everything have influenced people, the market, and so forth. Based on your conversations with her and what she sees based on her clients, during COVID, we spoke about more about our networks and how we can each help each other, with getting clients and working together and just helping each other out. What new clients have you obtained during COVID forward based on the networks that we shared and the thoughts that we've shared?
I think, being able to break into the private equity space and work with a client there doing some software development. I think, you're kind of like the Godfathers, like the consigliere sometimes. Like I'll, kind of ask your opinion on some of the relationships and kind of evaluating them. And this opportunity that I came across with my friend Billy in like the UX design space. And even though it wasn't like really a technology that the team that I had, that I was working with at the time had experience with, I think like your advice to kind of like go for it and like make things happen and put it together, you know, helped to, you know, push me into the deal and be a little bit more comfortable and confident that even though we didn't have the team, you know, we were able to interview, hire, and, you know, roll up a team for this specific project and within like 3 weeks and, you know, execute the project there. So, you know, kind of just networking and keeping the dialogue open with everybody. And even though they're in a completely different space, not, you know, signing that individual off as like not really matching, you know, my criteria, but, you know, being open to what other avenues that could lead to.
I enjoy it when you let me know that, you know, push your limits so you get to the next level of thinking. You know, we always have these restrictions on ourselves. Maybe we've gone far enough, but when somebody pushes us in the right way and you go further and you achieve a better, you know, understanding and achievement, it feels really good. You know, I'm always here. Any other, you know, projects come up, I'd love to push you because you have a lot of abilities, but since you have a lot of other, you know, responsibilities in life, sometimes you get stuck in a thought and you want to push yourself where you should be.
Yeah. I think like one of the things that I've learned, like being in this office space and kind of talking to you, is that you know, I have almost like 20 years of experience in like technology, and that's almost like a blessing and a curse. And hearing your perspective on certain deals from someone that doesn't have any experience in the industry, you kind of look at it with like a fresh set of eyes. So, and that, you know, that different opinion definitely helps me, you know, one way or the other.
Right. Well, that's also a mutual feeling, because there's sometimes I ask you for advice on certain programs I'm using and certain other stuff, and then you open up my eyes to other aspects, just like how, you know, I started thinking about this show. I showed you a video of some, you know, gal that she does credit repair, and then I saw how valuable the information she was giving and how that information was helping a lot of people. So that's how also, you know, it came to me, and the first person I spoke to was about, you know, to you, say, okay, you know, what do you think if, you know, we go put some content together and show people what's out there, what's available to them, you know, what is really going on? Because a lot of, in the commercial real estate space, people usually don't talk about it. You know, it's amongst their bankers, amongst their clients, amongst their friends, but you don't see a lot out there. You know, what's the rate? How can I get this loan? Everybody just believes, okay, I should go to my bank because I have a good account with them. I'm trying to buy this building. They should be the ones who should give me the financing for building and the support. But there's been a lot of different clients that come to me that have gone to their bank and other banks, and no one can support them or finance a deal for them. So always being able to have somebody that you can rely on and speak to and trust, it's always it helps.
Yeah, I think you know, I've kind of talked to you about it, and I've been with you when you've like talked to like some of your other clients, and I think kind of you always really have like a solution. Like even though, you know, if you're gonna help them with the lending, or if not, or if they're not in the right position yet, I think your you know, kind of like your expert advice on getting them there is something that I haven't really seen like very often or proactively. You know, like, have you always been that way, or how is it?
Typically from a young age, I've always been that way. You know, since the age of 16, I started tutoring, and I continued to tutor for about 8 to 9 years. Yeah. And at the end of that career, I transitioned into real estate. Uh-huh. So I've always been that way because I've always tutored and helped. You know, I enjoyed it. To help people, you know, it's not necessarily about just getting business, but being able to provide a solution which puts the, you know, the client in the right way, in the right direction. Yeah. It's not everybody will guide you in the right direction of life.
Yeah. Like some of the lenders that I've worked with are very like transactional, and if you don't meet like the criteria, like the conversation's over and on to the next. And I don't see that with you and your clients at all.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for the comment. You know, that's the difference between of being a broker and of working at a bank, where there's a set parameters of loans that they'll do, and if you don't fit that box, they just say, we can't help you. And they have certain restrictions where they cannot even refer you out. But as a broker, I'm able to, based on the client's financials and what they're looking for, placing within different banks. But not always will they get the best rate, but that's always dependent upon the financials of the last 3-year financials that they have. But we always try to place them, give them the option, based on what the financials you have, this is what can be offered to you. And that we give them the opportunity to take that, or we tell them, if you wait, if your numbers on tax returns are better for the next years, you'll have better opportunities. But we don't know what the rates are going to be in the future. A lot of those rates that a lot of clients that got during the COVID years, in the mid 2s, high 2s, low 3s on commercial deals might never exist in our lifetime. We were doing SBA loans for 25-year fixed, amortized over 25 years at 2.5, 2.75. That makes it very, very special for the client. Number one, it's not as many people think it's not like a 10-year on, where after 10 year it's going to adjust. It's 25 years amortized over 25 years. They never have to worry about that rate.
Huge advantage for them.
Right. And they just put it on the side, they make the payments, and it's going to get paid off. And typically that's what we like to do. We want to make sure everybody's in a position where they're comfortable and they don't have to worry too much about, okay, now what are we going to do in 10 years? What are we going to do in 15 years? But those 25-year fixed, amortized over 25 years are only available on SBA loans. Any investment CRE or any conventional, typically those are not offered. They're 3 years, 5, 7, or 10. There are banks that do conventional deals that are like 20-year fixed, amortized over 20, or 15-year fixed, amortized over 15 years. But it's all dependent on which bank they go to and the client's financials. But, when you have happy clients, you feel good about yourself, They always call you, they helped you. Even in the era of 2008 to 2011, where it was like a Great Depression of our time. I helped a lot of people save their homes but via loan modification, negotiating with the banks. It's just the right thing to do.
And with your photographic memory, it doesn't hurt, does it?
No. I remember everything.
I know.
Try to.
I know.
I
have to use my tools, recordings, and AI, and all that stuff. But you definitely,
No, that's happy. I still see a lot of clients on the streets, and they're like, "Thank you for saving my house." We're happy with the rate we got. That makes you feel good. And they always come back to me and they refer me other clients, which I'm able to provide the same customer service, which makes me feel good.
Everybody that I see walk in here is 98% of the time everyone's smiling coming in here, and if they weren't when they walked in, they are when they're walking out. So
I appreciate it.
Definitely.
Where I'm in the industry I'm in, you deal with technology where, you deal with a lot of security and internet. I deal with, people's financials and Social Security. Basically, I have their full identity in front of me. So it's very, very important, how, that's secured and making sure everything's, buttoned up. And, Alfredo, that was fun. Thank you for being on the show today.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Until next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share any questions or comments in the comments below, and follow us on social media. I look forward to seeing you next time.